All right, time to start the stream again. It's been far too long. Get things set up here. Alrighty. Give me a few moments here as I'm trying to set up. Perfect. I think we're good. All right, I'll just get started because I think anyone would like to know how what I'm up to. They can just rewind the stream. So I haven't streamed in a while, but hopefully I'll try and change that. I think I'll be streaming until for like 2 hours, I think. And we'll go from there. So like the title says, mini discs from Japan from eBay. I got these a long time ago at this point, and I'm hoping they can go ahead and share kind of what these look like. So, actually, let me go. Let's see. So let me start from the beginning here. So I received this box from Japan. You can tell all the Japanese characters there. And this box is an eBay find with a bunch of mini discs. I think this is around $200 or so worth of mini discs in various states. You get to see kind of a, what is this, like a Winnie the Pooh sticker here, everywhere here. So let me actually increase the volume here of the music a little bit. Is that better? Maybe that gets picked up. Who knows? Whatever. I just don't want it to whoop overblow my volume. Really need a mixer or something. Anyways, I want to include some ambience. So it's a bunch of mini discs I got from Japan, very old. What this stream will be is for me to test and see whether these work at all. And if they don't, to see if there's a way to try and fix them, but maybe not on stream. I'm going to go one by one. This whole small box here, this whole box worth, I'll be looking up and reviewing on stream today and see which ones work out of the box and which ones need to be fixed. So let's take a look one by one. All right, so the first one, the one that was in my hand, let's see, looks like this. First time I'm taking it off, and I really enjoy these sort of, let me see if I can get kind of closer up of these like Winnie the Pooh stickers that the shipper gave. I thought that was pretty cute. Appreciate that. So let me lower the background music a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just tear into this now. Haven't opened in like since it was shipped, I guess. All right. What do we have here? So we have, ooh, actually, this is a nice one. This is a HIMD Walkman MZEH50. That's great. I'm actually in the market for these high definition ones. I'm just gonna, sorry, I keep fiddling around with the music. I'm in the market for these high definition ones. They came out later in the kind of mini disc era, um, because they hold more information in the same form factor. And I have a bunch of mini discs that are actually high definition that I haven't been able to read because all the high definition mini discs I have are busted. Like here, for example, this is mine. This isn't a one from Japan, but this is also an MZNH600D, also HIMD, so high, you know, information mini disc. Uh, the battery leaked on this one, so it needs to be repaired. And I think it did repair it, but there was an issue with the port for this one that needs to be worked on. But I would love to get this one working again. But that's the only Heim MD that I've messed around with until I got this one. I don't know if this one works. The bummer about this one is that it has the gum stick. Uh, what was it? Like this sort of a form factor. Whoa, that just broke right off. Well, these were sold as is, so you live and learn. Um, let's see about what the corrosion sort of looks like on here. I mean, not great. Yeah, so obviously it leaked the battery that was in here, and to the point where the lid itself right here just broke off. Right, it's the lid. And this is obvious signs of like battery acid just leaking. So there is that. So I guess I went like this. Yeah, it tells you on the label here. Let me see if I can adjust it real quick. That it's a battery supply 1.5 volts, size double A or equivalent. So you can't put a double A in here. So it's obviously going to be the gum type. Let's see if we can open it at all. I mean, it opens just fine. You know, it's very clean on the inside. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong. I think I've purchased a mini disc before that was from from West Africa, I think, Senegal, and it had a bunch of sand in it. I thought that was pretty fun. It had its own sort of patina from the sand, I'm sure. Um, so I think I don't know the history of this mini disc. Like I don't know the model and how that's related to the year it came out. But when I look at mini discs, they're this like clean, right? There's no screen on it. The battery is the gum stick, so it needs to be very like thin and kind of like long, as opposed to like a double A battery. This is a double A battery for reference, but look how big it would be. That would be more than the mini disc, the width of the mini disc. I feel like this is a leader in life, and what also confirms that is the fact that it's an HIMD Walkman. So the moment it gets to HIMD, like high mini disc audio, it's at the later arc of the mini disc era when they're trying to squeeze it for as much as it's worth. And then you can see here this port, it's meant to add a remote, and the remote itself would actually have the display. Um, let's see if I can find one, right? So the whole point is that Sony at this era was trying so hard to make these as compact as possible that the only room you have for any of this is like just for the mini disc alone, like literally just that. And then everything else is being offloaded. So you're supposed to plug in a remote like this, and then the remote itself has all the data you need, right? And here you can press, you can press let's see, you know, here would be the Sony mini disc remote, and then you go up to go forward, go down to go backwards. Also up doubled as play, and then if you wanted to stop, you'd have to hit the button here on the side. It had the microphone jack on the side here, and there was a clip. So you can clip this on. And then the volume, here we go, is on the side here, plus minus. Yeah, so they're trying to offload all like this screen real estate really, and all the additional circuitry onto like kind of an accessory item like this. So what I have to mark on this one is that the battery needs to be cleaned out. Figure out how I can add in a gum, like a gum stick. I don't know why they call it that. Well, because it looks actually like a stick of gum, but I need to find a way to get one that's rechargeable that I can charge now in the year, 2026. Because I don't know if they even make them anymore, and if they do, would it even be the original? Probably not. I don't know if Sony does that at all. I don't know what any of these ports do. I'm assuming it's either a charging port or meant to dock and then you can play audio from it. So we'll see. So that's so this is the first mini disc I am showing off. So we're going to go back and just double, kind of mark the MZEH50. So that's the first one that I'm unboxing from Japan, putting it back into its case, bubble wrap. Okay. So next, I have no idea of any of these, so I'm just taking them out of order. All right. So next up, we have this one. Again, you have the the Winnie the Pooh sticker. Let's see for. Yep. I guess this is the tape that they had in Japan for me. That's fun. All right, we'll go ahead and remove it. I love this color because it reminds me of the bold decisions that Sony once made for their devices. Ooh, what is this? I don't, well, this one feels very different than the other one. The other one had more of like a plasticky, like hard plastic. This feels very like metal. I have no idea if that picks up, but if it has a metal feel to it, like really hardy. Although not entirely hardy because I can already tell that I got damage here on the side. Let's see. It already got clipped here on the corner. So, and this is so weird. It has like a bulging open button or something. Like, whoa, all right. I've never seen the button like kind of mechanism this large before. It almost makes you think it's like, is there another reason it's that big? I have no idea. But let's go ahead and look at the model number, shall we? So we can keep track of what we've received so far. All right, so we have a Sony MZE77. So portable mini disc player MZE77. I mean, I love what's going on here with the buttons. Look on the sides. They're doing more of like a zig and a zag sort of situation here. The buttons are metal, or like at least they feel like metal. The stop is here. Plus, minus. I can probably clean this off. I just don't know how much of it is metal, the metal veneer that's scraped off or not. But I really enjoy how like hard this is, how tough that sounds. All right, and again, this one is a gum stick as well. You can tell. Well, of course, it's like so thin. Again, for frame of reference, this is a AA battery. That would be very common for the time to use something like this, and it's way bigger than that. So when I try and open it, it looks really clean in there. Like yeah, it looks actually rather clean. I don't see any real issues with the terminal. This looks worn, sure, but it doesn't look like it's been eaten away by a chemical process. right? So I don't know, like I would need to plug this in or get a was a gum stick battery to try even see if this works, but it definitely opens. It opens cleanly. It's a little dusty in there. There's a little dust in here. You know what I mean? A little dust in there, but nothing can of compressed air can't fix. Let me see if I can turn the light on a little bit more. Yeah, just, some debris. Maybe this should get cleaned out, but I'm really loving the design in this. Ooh, that's so satisfying. The way like opens and closes like that. So nice. I love this sort of look here with the this sort of grid look. It's so cool with the orange. This reads to me like the Designers Republic would have designed a mini disc from the UK during the early 2000s. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they influenced the design in this. It's so cool. Just wait, is Sony Corporation made in Japan. Oh, it's a shame it's scratched off like that there. But all the lettering and everything kind of I don't know, like flowing into one another. This doesn't feel at all corporate. It feels like people are having fun designing this. And this looks really well worn and loved. I just love that you have the Walkman logo right here too. Do these move? Yeah, they move. It's a little with a little effort. Come on. Yeah, I'll have a good time cleaning that. All right, so this is mini disc number two, the MZE77. That's the one we just looked at. So far, in terms of cool factor, it's one of the coolest ones I've encountered. Like I own several mini discs myself, and this one is much cooler than the ones I have. Mine are very utility driven. Like they work, thank goodness, right? All right, next up, we are looking at the, which one are we looking at here? Uh, Okay. Oh, another like nice metal one or faux metal, whatever. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen one with that before. And another gum stick. Let's go ahead and open it up. Oh, it's not opening. That does not bode well when the battery compartment doesn't want to open. That's not a good feeling. Let's see. I'm gonna get my I have a tool bag here. I'm gonna try and pry it open. Carefully, of course. Right, because it says open that way. None of this spudger is a little too thick. Let's see if I can use a metal one, but be just extra careful with it. Or maybe even one of these. Let's see. It does not want to budge. Whoop. Yeah, it does not want to move. So I'm gonna leave it be for now. It's going to definitely be one of these things where I have to take the whole case apart to just like look at the back and see what's causing this to be stuck in there. Hopefully it's not a battery that's just actively leaking on here. That would be pretty bad. Anyways, we're going to continue taking a look at it again. Let's see the model here. It is the MZN1 Type R. I've actually heard of this, the MZN1s. I think they may have been early ones, but more importantly, they're NetMD. When they're NetMD, usually they have an ability to connect to a computer to transfer MiniDisc data. That's what that NetMD is meant for. I have no idea how you connect this to a computer though, because there's no USB here. I guess that would be the connection. I have no idea. And again, there's the two ports here that were shown on the first MiniDisc. I'm very curious how this port design actually works, like what these two ports are meant to showcase. Not showcase, sorry. What those two ports are like, how are they meant to interact? Is one ground and the other one voltage? Who knows? But that yellow one for sure is supposed to be power. I don't know what this one is. That might be the data cable based on the amount of lines there are. So this is very satisfying, this section here. And you get to push in as well. The display looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and try and open it here. Okay, it opens. All right, let's take a look at inside here. Not bad. Again, it looks very clean. Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. That'll probably need to be lubricated, that sort of gear. And other parts, of course, because it's so old. Everything here looks pretty good. Just the big question mark is why is this kind of stuck? This is very stuck. You're supposed to be able to like pull it up, but you can't. We'll find out. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before. This sort of, I don't even know what you call it. It's just like some sort of indent. Anyways, very cool. This seems really like basic, but it seems really nice as it's basic. I really enjoy the button placements here. The button placements are really nice and how they work. You know, you kind of toggle up and down, you kind of rock it, or go left and right and center. Like it's a very efficient design here. And it tells you right there, like if you press in, it'll be menu enter, push up or down for, I guess you do pause or stop or change. I like that design. Unfortunately, I cannot power it on because say even if I could get the door open here, I don't have a gum stick. So far, I'm seeing a trend because I think the gum stick era of mini discs were very, very popular in Japan. Meanwhile, all the ones I ever owned took AAA. Sorry, AA batteries. Okay. So, sorry, before I forget and put it in a bag, this is the MZN1 Type R MDLP NetMD Walkman. Hey, cool. We have about 10 more to go. And again, I was just on eBay, it was sold as is, so my intention is to try and repair as many of them as I can. All right, let's go again. So this is number 4. Winnie the Pooh for the win here. Opening it up. All right. This looks almost identical to the first one that I just reviewed. All right, so this is number 4 that I have in my hand. Let's see, number 4. Hi, MiniDisc MZEH50, right? So if that one's that one, this is the first one. Basically identical in every way, except the color, obviously. All right, can I get the lid comes off really nicely on this, and it looks a lot cleaner as well. It's almost like this one is the one that got ignored because of maybe the color. Looks clean in there. Get the serial number here. It looks very, very clean. This one might actually have, so far of all the ones I've looked at, might have the best chance of recovery, just on the face of it. And cosmetically looks great, like barely any scratches. This one is fine, except the problem with this one is the battery cover just comes up. So this one will need to be repaired more extensively. I guess just for that battery cover, probably needs glue or something to keep it whole, keep it steady. But yeah, this one is very interesting. I don't know, I kind of like the color of this one. It's kind of like a cream color, right? If the other one's silver, this is more like an off-white, an ivory, a cream. The the USB webcam I'm using isn't doing it justice. I mean, and neither is this. This is like reflecting all over the place, but it has kind of sort of like a cream color to it. It looks very nice. It feels about the same in terms of quality as the silver one. And again, it's the let's see, it's the MZEH50. So this is number 2 of the same type that we're looking through. All right, moving on. Going in no particular order here. Let's see. So we are on number 5. Opening this up. Ah, this form factor looks much older. I can tell because it's not trying to be as slim as possible. All right, what do we have here? All right, putting it on the record. We have an, where is it? An MZE50. Wow, this looks very interesting. Look at that display. It's so small. Like, here's a battery right next. I don't know, like, it's a very small display. I've never seen a display that small. It looks really similar to another one I actually have. I don't know if this one works, but it, so this one's older, the one I have in my hand here. So this one's mine. Uh, I think it works, but you can tell that let's see, no batteries, but it takes 2 AA batteries. But look how big this one is. This one that's in my hand is the MZR37. So this one I bought on my own from eBay from another lottery, but my goodness, how big and chunky it is. And this one I think is a much earlier version of the mini disc. And I mean, it's so big that they didn't know how to miniaturize it just yet. You had to see, trying to figure out how do I open it. I think you just force it open. Unless it's unless the opening mechanism doesn't work there. You have to open it like that. Kind of like a tape deck or something. Yeah. So this opens a tape deck, but it's not doing a good job at the moment. This needs to be re-lubricated, I think. Yeah. But it's like kind of almost like siblings of one another, right? Like this one went kind of horizontal. This one did too. And then the other ones became much more square. And I have another one that I remember fixing from not too long ago. This is an E25, MZ E25, and this is an MZE50, and they're really like, they're close in form factor. So this one's mine. This one seems to open up a lot better. This one also takes double A's. This one I remember I had to repair quite a bit. Do remember fixing this one. But this one, I'm not sure I've ever seen that one before. Seems like, again, what they're doing here is they're offloading the display. I guess you get like some display here, but they want you to plug in one of these so that you use a remote, and the remote has all the displays here and all the controls here. I mean, they give you some controls here on the side as kind of like a pity. But again, it's the gum stick, man. These are all very thin, right? Because if you put a double A, it won't fit. Not even triple A. And again, it has these ports. I need to figure out what these ports are. It opens up. It looks very nice in there. That laser looks great. You know, some fuzzies, no problem. I can clean those. But yeah, I'm realizing I need to buy gum stick, like some alternative power alternative. The terminal looks great. Looks very clean. And that display I'm laughing at is just so small. It's like my fingernail, maybe. Let's see, get the movies going. Yeah, so I don't know about this one. Again, it's because of the gum stick. I can't even power it on really, unless I figure out. Yeah, I don't even know how to power it on. I mean, because if you look at the ports here, like I don't know what port that is, what this does, or what this does. And those are the only sort of external ports that you have to play around with this. There's literally no other ports, and the battery is a gum stick one. Okay. So again, this is the MZE50. I'll have to really make a big note that I'll need to buy multiple of those gum stick uh, power supplies, not power supplies, batteries. Moving on, where are we? We are four, we just did five, that's the fifth one. All right, time for number six. All right, cool, this is a clone of another one we just saw. We just saw this one, the MZN1 Type R. So this is a duplicate. Same kind of buttons here, you know, the ones that you toggle up, down, left, right, center, right? You push like that. Let's open it up. It's pretty clean, all things considered. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. I don't know what else to say. It has the same, port situation. I would love to figure out if I have a DC connector for this, so I can at least test it. I don't at the moment, and I again don't know what that connection is. I mean, is it meant to be? Now that I'm looking at it, nah, no, they're not meant to connect like that. All right, yeah, okay. Oh, did I open the battery? Look, it looks great. I mean, there's the most minimal signs of like corrosion. I think this will work though. All right, so I'll go ahead and put this away. Again, this is the MZN1 Type R NetMD. And the NetMD is supposed to be that it can connect to a computer for you to be able to download or upload songs. There's supposed to be a transfer that you can do between a computer and the mini disc. I made those special. All right, moving on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. 7. All right. Here we go. We need a poo sticker. It's very tough on this one. Wow, this one feels different. Whoa. What is this one? What is this one? This is the biggest, this is the fattest mini disc player I've encountered so far. Oh my God. What the I think this is, I don't know what battery this is. I don't know what battery this is. This is like too, it's too, the port is too big. And again, with these, with the yellow, yellow and center, I've never, all right, sorry, I didn't clear the model. All right, model is, where'd it go? MZR30. Wait, didn't I just look at one that was that? I mean, not 30. No. This is by far the biggest mini disc uh, I've ever seen, like mini disc player. That's supposed to be, I guess, portable. I don't understand. I guess my limited Japanese can help guide me on the side here. That needs to be clean, but that's fine. So, mic, I think this is supposed to be like input, like go in. And this is output, I guess. Yeah, I mean that can all be cleaned out. I think this like synchronize, shinkuro something music. Like, I forgot what those characters are. But I guess you're supposed to toggle how the synchronization is supposed to work. DC 6 volts? What the hell? The big, I've never seen one so big before. I mean, there's so many elements of this that are just like bizarre to me that I'm trying to get a grip on. Like, for example, on the right here, you have something called sampling rate converter. You have a few characters here. My mode, that's all I can read. None of that. The MZR30, and I guess it goes from 0% to 100%. I don't know what the screen is supposed to signify. And then here you can record. Since this is all in Japanese, I've never seen an all in Japanese mini disc after all these years. So hold, and that's pretty straightforward. I'm assuming this is like record, right? Again, the ports to be able to use an external remote, Right, even says right there. Remocon. Let's go ahead and open it. Okay, what does it look like in here? Looks a little dirtier than the other ones, but not by much. Nothing I can't fix. Yeah. This one's nutty. Alright. And I guess it has like a dial there? What the hell? Taitoru. So title. You can have the title there. Track. What's a track mark? Sach. Yendo Sachi. Don't remember what that is. And then I forgot my kanji here. But I can't believe how big. Oh, end search. And right? Endosachi? Yeah, whatever. So what the hell? I'm trying to reopen it up again. Having trouble here. Why am I having trouble trying to open this? Alright, scalpel. Maybe the way I closed it was wrong and now it wants to fight me. Let's see. Great. I can't open this again. Alright, and what other random things? Oh, I noticed that there's a screw here, screw there, there. There's one missing right here. So I'll need to find a replacement screw. Oh, and that's what, yeah, replacement screw there, replacement screw there. They're all going to be the same size, so hopefully it won't be too hard to source them. And I guess there's a screw missing here. Not sure. Pretty sure that's not meant to just be open like that. I have to double check. But again, with these ports, man, like this one sort of port standard or something has just been on almost all of them. I can't believe I locked this in such a way that I can't open up the battery terminal to show you the up close. Yeah, this is stuck. I'll need to remove everything else before I try and remove that. Anyways, let me go back and just make for posterity. This is the MZR30. This is the biggest, this is absolutely the biggest mini disc, like portable mini disc that I've ever encountered. Alrighty. See, we have 6 more to go. Some of these look like duplicates of ones that I've already shown, but I'll just like quickly go run through them. Um, Interesting. So what are we looking at here? The MZR910 Type R. It's just recording mini disc. Not high definition, not NetMD. It's a pretty standard mini disc player. The only interesting part of it is just like this sort of highly decorative, very highly glossy kind of cover here for your play, pause, back, forward, stop. I guess the biggest thing here is that it says, you know, G protection. So whenever you see G protection, it means that there's an onboard piece of hardware that is probably RAM that probably scan forward on your mini disc for a few seconds so that if you happen to have a jolt, it's not interrupted because it has already kind of cached the next few seconds or so. So you'll get continuous play as you're moving along. I'll go ahead and open it. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, everything looks dirty as I expected, but very nice. Nothing out of line. And what's the power? Of course, it's going to be gum stick. Should have known. I like this on the side. Personal disk memory. Okay, so again, this is the MZR910 Walkman. It looks, it looks pretty just nice. It has it's pretty lightweight. It feels very portable. Feels very portable. It can record, pretty standard. I think it's kind of funny that they have this kind of protruding, like little section here that just like goes up, for to be able to press to open. Other than that, it's pretty fun. This one makes sense. It's 3-volt DC. Like, just put 2 AA's and you should be able to play it. And again, with these ports. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. All the screws seem to be here. This is a nice one. All right, 5 more to go. I'm glad I'm able to do this now. Oh, because it's been sitting on my to-do list for a while. Look at this one. This one comes with a remote. All right, this one is interesting because it says Kenwood right there on the side. Let's see for Kenwood portable mini player, MD player, DMC M33. I don't think I've ever heard of if you've noticed, kind of there's a theme in the way that the model numbers start with MZ and then you go da 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 da. This one starts with DMC, which I've never seen before. Voltage is only 1.2 volts. This is, when you read this, it's like, oh, it's a gum stick again. But yeah, I've never seen a Kenwood one. I mean, this is interesting with like the Kenwood logo. Well, it's like MiniDisc at the very center, then the Kenwood logo underneath here, like that. It feels very light, very portable. Very, how should I put this? Like minimal? Look at that. The buttons are just in the back here. Feel like little chiclets or something. And of course, gum stick. So to the side, that has a bit of some corrosion here. Oh no. um. Oh, oh brother. All right. So this one might not actually be doing so hot. This is supposed to be gold. Right here. Here, let me rotate this so I can actually use my dominant hand. So this is supposed to be gold to be conductive or some sort of like conductive metal. I have no idea if this is even conductive or not. Wow, oh my goodness. What it reads to me is like the gold from here kind of just slid off. What this reads to me is like the gold like slid off here and just like ended up on the corner here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. This is falling apart. This might be easier to just kind of scrape apart. I don't know how to restore this. Yeah. Ooh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I'll have to look at this, but that is not looking promising whatsoever. All right, let's open up this center here. Looks about as clean as expected. Yeah. Okay. I'm a little bit, disappointed at how this turned out. I was really hoping, because of how clean it kind of felt and looked, that it would be in much better condition. But someone just let the battery just like go wild in the center there. Maybe they put the battery in and just completely forgot about it. What I do find interesting is this sort of port here. Again, I don't think I've seen this port connection before. Very interesting. Okay. So this one was the Kenwood, the DMC M33 with the Kenwood logo all over it. All right. Moving on. I do really enjoy when the mini discs are blue. Another chonker here. This one looks, oh, fun. This one looks exactly like the other big one. This is the MZR50, right? Can I open the battery in this one? Yes, it comes, it looks pristine. It looks pristine in there. All right, look how clean it is. The hinges look clean. Everything about it looks clean, except for that. Except for that. Just the only problem about this is I don't know what battery goes in here. It's asking for 6 volts external DC. Okay. How the hell am I supposed to give it 6? Like, how do I give it 6 volts in here? Like, I have no idea how this works. Because, look, 1AA, it's like, it's too small. It's not meant, doesn't make any sense. All right. And again, there's like this port that's open. That's funny. But this one's exactly the same as the other one. It has a sampling rate converter. The big difference is that this MZR50, it's in English. So display mode, record, title, enter, volume. Like I can read these in English. So it'd be funny to do a comparison, whether my Japanese is fine or not. And search teamwork erase. Oh, that's what that kanji meant, is erase for here. But let's see how this opens up. It looks fine, you know. This is so funny. The theme of this is I have these devices in my possession, but I can't power any of them on because the batteries are just like something I'm not used to. Maybe in Japan it was really popular, but not in the US. So I'm gonna have a hard time trying to figure out how to power them. Maybe I'll have to order um, something on eBay as well to power them. So this is the MZR50 again. So this is the second one I've gotten just in blue, and also this one's in English and not in Japanese. That one's very interesting. All right, next, final 3. And again, there might be more repeats in here. Oh, I forgot there was a remote. There's a remote to the last one. Let's see. So this is my remote I bought off of eBay. This is one I grew up with. One that I grew up with, not the actual one I grew up with. So, oh my God, this looks awful in comparison. This sort of Kenwood promotional mini disc crossover, I'm not really enjoying whatsoever. I didn't know about it, but so this is the Kenwood with that. This is mode upside down because I guess the hell. Wait. So it says Kenwood and it's upside down here, but then everything else is upside right. Here's your display. It looks sort of like sword from Halo. And this is the one I grew up with. So look how small the screen is compared to like how gigantic this screen is. And the clip, and then you have microphone out here for the Kenwood, microphone out for my remote one. I don't like this one. It feels very cheap. Like the plastic, I feel like I can break it. And I don't know whether that's because of the age of the plastic, because it looks fine, but it feels very cheap. This don't like it. Don't like it at all. Anyways, next mini disc. I do like them when they're blue. Here we go. And this one is. Sorry, I'm having trouble just reading it. All right. We have not seen this one yet. Oh, so hard to read it. All right, the MZR 909. MZR 909. MDLP, Walkman, recording Walkman. So this is kind of like your run-of-the-mill recording mini disc player. They came out later, right? Because the original ones would just play, then the ones later on would be able to record. You can actually plug in audio into the audio in, or a mic, or you can plug in a microphone so you can record yourself speaking and then play it back. But then, of course, as you keep going later, the later ones you can connect to computer, and then the ones further later you can store much more data. The high mini disc that. So this one, variations on the theme. You have the sort of circular button presses here, your ability to record there, the protruding kind of opening button here. Let's see, what do we have? This looks just fine. Yeah, it'll be here. Looks good. And again, the story of the night is gone. Stick battery. It looks fine. I'm not going to bore you with more details about that, but it looks, a little dirty. But nothing, a little polishing and maybe adding some conductivity. Like, could you put solder on this and like mask it or something, maybe? Because all you really need is what? I think that is not meant to be there, but who knows? I think, yeah, you can probably polish this off and like get it going again. But yeah, I'm looking at it. Everything seems to be doing okay in terms of like all the components are here. Yeah, just need a AA battery source, 1.5 volts. All right, so to just record this one, this is it's really hard to see from the reflections. The MZR 909. Hey, what up, man? Yeah, I'm just going through all the mini discs that I got from a Japanese haul on eBay. That's the name of the game right now. So far, all of them, unfortunately, have the same theme with them, which is they all require either gumstick batteries or some 9-volt battery. No, not 9 volt. It was 6 volts. I've never seen the requirement of 6 volts before for a battery. All right, so we have 2 more left for me to get through. And Goodwater, let me know how everything sounds, my friend. All right, so second to last one. Here we go. They are usually AA, but here, So there's this one. I already opened this one. 6 volts. Not only that, but this thing is enormous. This like slot for a battery source, and like you can fit like 1.5 double A's in there. Like it doesn't fit right. So it's a big chonkin machine here. So I'll have to double check what sort of battery source they need. It is incredibly bizarre. I've never heard of it before, so I'll have to do more research about it. Alrighty, second to last one, we have another MG R50. Let me put it on the microscope. MZR50. Same difference. Again, this one, I removed that one. It's this one again. It's this one again. I just showed these. This is the third or fourth one that I've gotten in a row. It has sampling rate converter. Let me go ahead and open it up. It's in English this time. So this is the second English one. I guess no one wanted the to deal with 6-volt batteries or 6-volt supply. Yeah, everything looks fine to me. And again, this the most bizarre little, how should I put this? The most bizarre like connectors. So you have like this. Oh, it looks very dirty in there. Ouch. All right. Yeah. And again, you have this center. This is looking to me more not like it's missing a screw, but more like you're supposed to mount it maybe on something. Like it's supposed to go on like a very small tripod. Yeah. Portable mini disc recorder. All right. Yeah. No remote, just this. Can put this away. All right. Looking for the last one. All right. I'm not expecting. Oh, it looks different. At least it looks very different from all the ones I've looked at so far. All right. What do we have here? Let's see. There we go. The MZEH70. All right. Portable mini disc player, yada, yada, yada. And last but not least, this is another gum stick one. So very narrow. You can tell how small it is. Gonna try and open up the battery. It looks fine. Nope, never mind. Look at that corrosion. So that needs to be cleaned up. But overall, I mean, in terms of corrosion, it looks, no, it doesn't look great. That's what to say. It's like, it doesn't look terrible, but yeah. Yeah, could use a little loving right there. I don't know how bad the corrosion is when it starts to do this thing where it like dips in to the motherboard, into the board itself down there. Like, it gets really difficult to see how much damage has been done. Yeah. Make proprietary batteries. Yeah, I mean these are gun stick ones that I think they've been reverse engineered. You can buy non-vintage Sony gum stick batteries that will fit this form factor. But I'm just looking at the weird actual form factor of this. I don't think I've seen one like this before. It's, I mean, the buttons are like right here in the center. They feel nice. Oh, I haven't opened it up yet, have I? There we go. Everything looks fine in here. Nope. No, this is actually the dirtiest one I've seen thus far. Yeah. I mean, not terrible. I can clean this up as soon as I open it up, but Um, yeah, so this is the last one I've opened. None of the screws seem to be missing. I'm fascinated by this design. I don't think I've seen one like this before, where it has kind of like a little off purple. My my webcam isn't great. It's like doing a terrible job of showcasing kind of the look. Let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to adjust the light here. It's kind of like an off purple look. Yeah, nothing too special. I mean, the haul is what it was, right? It was like a lot of mini discs. Grab them while you can. And so this one's the MZEH70. Yeah, it's like a purplish blue sort of like really faint. When you kind of like look at it at an angle, it kind of reads more like a purple. But I like the spring. Has a good spring to it. Yeah, and so that's the haul. That is all the mini discs. I forget how many there were. I guess my biggest disappointment of the night has to be that Kenwood one. This one is probably the biggest disappointment of the night. And I mention this because it looks really cool. It has like a really good like look to it, like really sleek. It's like a Kenwood like logo with mini disc. Like the buttons are here on the sort of on the side, and you get a remote, but the remote is garbage. Look how small the display is compared to one that you get from Sony. I mean, look at the size, screen real estate size. Just like it's absurd. It's like it's like 2.5 times bigger. Standard Sony remote. This looks like the sword design you would see in a Halo character wielding. And not only that, but like the gum stick is just like so corroded. Never seen one that bad before. I mean, like the corrosion on this one is just like awful. I mean, the gold is just like coming off of it on the terminal and just slid right off into there. It's like you can move it. It's just like it's a gold leaf now. And this is corrosion as well. Goodness gracious. So yeah, this one's you know, this one's probably gonna be for parts for sure. Like I can take the screws from here. There's some mini discs that are missing screws. I'll just use this as like a parts one. The one I'm looking forward to messing around with the most, I think it's probably the very first one, the high mini disc one. Yeah, definitely battery leak. Um, yeah, this one. Like I think there are two of these. They look identical, but they're both high mini disc. Oh, you know what the problem is though? This isn't a high net mini disc. So the difference is like when you have a high MD mini disc player like this one, it says HIMD, is that you can play mini discs that have the same form factor but have a lot more data to them. I don't know how much more, but they have that's the whole appeal. It's more high density. Oh, well, look at that. This one just broke off. Um, it has more data, and I think it can even record more data sometimes. This one in particular cannot. But what I'm in the market for, which is really expensive and now getting rarer, are mini discs that are mini discs that can do net. Because I have actually still some files from some time ago that I recorded only on my high mini disc, and I've been trying to get them out. And so the only way to get them out, it's like locked in time. The only way to get them out is you need the right player that can connect to the computer and have the protocols talk to each other I swear, it feels like you have like reel-to-reel tape, and there's a computer program in there that's meant to save the world. Yeah. Okay, I fixed it. I think. Right? Comes off. Oh God. Why is this breaking off? Oh, I can see why. I can see why this is continuously breaking off. So, right. So that's the problem. Is you're supposed to snake it here, but then there's nothing for. I wonder if I can 3D print this. I probably cannot because it's actually too small for my 3D printer. I need a probably a 0.2 nozzle, not a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Maybe I can try and do that, but I have many of these now that I can just use the lid of one for the to replace the lid of another one. Yeah, I think this one's the one that's like supremely corroded too, so this one might be like not worth saving. See? Oh yeah. Yeah. So this one's like pretty dead. But maybe I can use parts for this one to replace parts for the other one, so this will be a donor as well. Um, I would love to know what the hell you use those big chunky ones for. And by big ones, I mean the big ones. I mean this freaking enormous 6 volts. 6 volts? It's 6 volts for this? This thing is ridiculous. I don't understand. It's what the hell is this battery? Like, what do you fit in here for 6 volts? Because that would be that would be 4 of these worth of energy. And it can't fit 4 AA batteries in here. I mean, the only way I feel like I can get this to work is if I plug in was a center a center positive like barrel jack in here, and then just powering it and seeing if it even turns on or not. These ones I find fascinating because I have 3 of these now, 2 of them in English, 1 in Japanese, that I can let you record. Big chonkin' boys. I mean, they do line in, line out, microphone. I mean, I have no idea what the purpose is. Like, I remember reading that some mini disc players were actually used for courtrooms. Like, they were meant to actually record depositions and etc. Um, for court cases. I don't remember if it's in Japan or if it was in America, but they were like much, much bigger mini discs because they were like early on and they didn't know whether that was going to be a viable market or not. But yeah, so this is like, I have 3 of these now, so I need to figure out what the hell to do with this. Um, this I wouldn't say necessarily portable, but I don't know what sampling rate converter means here in 0 to 100%. It's just the weirdest thing. Like this one's the most intriguing to me. I really want to find out what the hell this one was targeted for, like who the demographics were meant to use this thing. Is it like closer to courtroom or is it closer to businessman? It could be a journalist device for sure. I mean, like this is the size of a regular mini disc player. And this one's even like on the bigger side, right? Because you have the screen, you have the buttons here. This one can also record mic. This one's for microphone. This one's for line in, no line out. You know, now that you mention it, this probably was made for recording kind of memos, like meant not as like a music playing device necessarily, but more of like, I want to record this meeting. And so you have the remote here. You can open it, you can record. Oh yeah, they give you options like to here, let me give they give you options that would be really beneficial if you were like transcribing or recording. Like for example, if you made a mistake and you're like, oh, I want to erase this current session or whatever. Oh, I want to mark it. I want to put a timer marker, or I want to do search till the end for something. Twin Peaks. That would be funny if they had menus in Twin Peaks. Um, so this makes a lot more sense to me if it was made for a journalist, right? Like I want to record a meeting between all like Eduardo said, right? So you have whoa, right, you have mic, plug-in power, line in optical, line out, I guess like standard line out, synchronized recording, synchro record. I mean, I'm trying to guess. It's like, what do you do when you're trying to synchronize recordings, right? Like, am I trying to record one mini disc to another mini disc? Am I trying to record from a mini disc to another device? I don't know. Or is this meant to like accept? Is this meant to be like kind of a dummy player where you have an actual recording device like to the side, and then that output goes into the input of this, and this acts like a backup. And so maybe you might be synchronizing the clocks on both recording devices and need them to talk to one another. I'd have to do a bunch of research. I have never seen a mini disc like this before. So this is the, let's see. I'll get it one of these days. All right, so this is the MZR50. I need to look at the mini disc wiki to get way more information about this. In fact, I want to do that right now since we have it, since I have it right here. Mini disc wiki. Sorry, I don't have things set up so you can look at my desktop, but I will quickly try. All right, I'll just read this off. All right, perfect. So the Sony MZR50 is a recorder with remote controller, which this doesn't have, but I have spare ones, and long battery life for the time of its release, around 7 hours of playback. So it's available in silver, blue, and orange. The orange model was only sold in Japan. The included LCD remote, the MZR50, which is it this one? No, this one is the RM MZR55, so not 50. So it's just a later version of that. And its playback only variant for the models released alongside it, the RM MZ35, were the first mini disc Walkman LCD remotes to use the sticker controller design that became ubiquitous moving forward. The only difference between the two remotes is the addition of a track mark button on the RM MZR50. So does this have track? It has a track marker. I can actually click on this and do a track marker. This is just a later, I think this is a later version than the one that came out for this one. Some older R50s have a flaw in them that apparently allows you to turn the digital copy protection feature off by inserting a 24K resistor into ports 2 and 4 of the remote port. You can put the unit into test mode and access a menu that lets you turn off the digital copy protection. Okay. That is interesting. Literally nothing else about it. What? Don't understand. What is this meant for, man? I don't understand. All right, I'm trying to look for battery information. Beautiful. These batteries look so Sony. Incredible. It is a LiP8 battery for a Sony MZR50. So only for this thing, there's a specific battery. Oh my God. Great. At least on eBay, it's rechargeable, and it's less than $35. Oh my God. Well, I may need to buy it off of eBay because I've never seen a battery like this before. It uh, on on eBay, it looks like a double A battery, but like encased in like some sort of armor around it. And Yeah, it looks like one battery that's just it's like the older brother of a AA battery that would go in there for 6 volts. And it, they only made it, I think, for this. All right. So this one I find super interesting because there has to be more of a story than this. This cannot be meant to actually be used as like who is the demographic for this? That's all I want to know. It is too big for it to be a portable music player. Because you had that. Cool. So what am I going to do from here on out? So there are two things that I need to do. One is I need to buy several gum stick batteries that are being currently made, whether they're like homebrewed or some other version, either on eBay or somewhere else, that can fit into these devices. I never wanted to do that before because you're talking about home brewing batteries and you need to get them from maybe less than reputable sources. And I already have a bunch of AA batteries, so what's the point of like trying to uh, go into something that's so Sony centric, very exclusive? And but now I own like over 10 of these mini discs that all of them are from Japan and all of them use these gum sticks. So I guess I got to get into that now. I want to buy three because, of course, every time you buy something that exotic, one of them is going to be a dud. You do that with hard drives, you do that with homebrew batteries or whatever. So there's that. I guess, sorry, I got to add another thing. So that's thing number one is get three gumstick batteries. Thing number two is figure out what the hell these ports are for because they're on almost every mini disc from Japan. No idea what they do. Number three is to get a battery only for these because I have three of these now. Two, one of them in Japanese, and the other two in English. Um, just to power it on and to see what to use this for. So, what are my plans for these? Is maybe I will go ahead and try and sell them. Like maybe I'll use this sort of streaming platform as a way to vindicate their the repair process. Well, make it serve as evidence of the repair process if it goes well. And maybe I'll keep one or two. None of these seem that interesting to me to keep. I think I really enjoyed this one because it looked so mint. It's so mint looking. Again, you got the looks like it's barely been touched. So I think I would like to try and keep that one just to have a spare one to play with. Maybe keep one of these, whichever one I can fix. And yeah, and try and see if I can sell the rest of them. Maybe on eBay again. But that is the mini disc unboxing stream that I've been trying to do for over a year and a half. Sorry that I haven't been streaming at all. I feel very conscientious. Well, not, excuse me. I feel very um, apprehensive to try and stream just because I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I need to do it anyways. Got myself a little attachable microphone, so there's that, so I sound a little bit better and I can move around. Um, but yeah, so you know what? I think I'll leave it there. Maybe the next stream that I will do very soon, I hope, will be me just like fussing around with these mini discs that I have now to try and see whether they work. And if they work, kind of fill them out on a sheet and be like, this one works. Don't need to do anything else. Probably just like maintenance, like add some synthetic lubricant on the worm gear. Probably clean the laser with like a little bit of a cotton swab and some isopropyl alcohol. Clean the terminals, make sure they're spick and span, and then decide whether to sell on eBay or keep. And so maybe subsequent streams will be basically that, but it will be only after I buy the gumstick batteries, buy the 6 volt battery, and keep going on that way. Because as of right now, I have no idea whether any of these work because I don't have the power, the energy to even run them. So this will be the end of that stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate um, your attention. And I'll try, at least within the next week, no, excuse me, I'll try within the next week to try and order the parts. And then once the parts come, whenever they come, to then try and do fixes. Alrighty, until next time. This is one of my favorite MiniDiscs, my own. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate the enthusiasm. I hope I can get any of them to work. You know, I'm not holding my breath or anything on what's going to happen because there's a reason, I guess, that they were sold on eBay. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a lovely night, lovely day, and you all take care of yourselves. Talk to you all soon. Peace.